with headline after headline. That's coming up Friday, and demand that they get these rapist scans. That's actually the name of the company. It's Rapid Scan, but we call it Rapist Scan. That these rapist scan machines not be put in. And by the way, now they're body scanning and then on top of it molesting. And down in El Paso, I have the El Paso Times. They reported a few months ago, everyone's being put through these.
Yeah, and it is time for action, and it is time for action locally, because the feds and international governments, they don't care about what we think. They made that evident with the bailout, which is what motivated me to get involved. We made 1,001 phone calls to them, and they did nothing. They still passed it. So that's why it's so important to get involved locally. On the local level, we need to be calling city council today and tomorrow is the biggest thing that we can do.
And take our counties, our cities, our state legislatures back. That's the peaceful redress of grievance that the founders put in there, along with the juries, the grand juries, voting. They can't stop you. You are the people. If you stop being passive and giving in, or having a defeatist attitude and pessimistic. We've gotten in this because of the pessimistic attitude. They want to laugh at us and tell us that resistance is futile. It's propaganda.
Yep, that's right. We don't need permission to live freely. Just do it. Start getting involved locally. Get involved with your county, your city. The Texas state legislature is coming involved. We can get pissed off about our taxes and about how the cops are acting, but when it boils down to it, we're just letting them pass this.
There are employees, and now we're going to take your blood at warrantless checkpoints. We're going to put face scanning cameras up all over Austin and license plate readers. We're going to stick our hands down our pants. These federal goons say they're going to land everywhere in the U.S. and on the streets. And I mean, it's total takeover.
Yeah, and it's unacceptable. And it's really time to activate. We need to stop talking about it and do something about it. And that's what Texans for Accountable Government's all about, getting involved on the local level where we can actually affect change, where we can see the fruits of our labor.
Well, I know, Heather Fazio with TAG, that you came down here on short notice, but I don't know if you heard earlier in the hour or last hour, we were covering the fact that now all over the country, the unions are making the deal, just like the airports invited them in. It's not law, but they say, you're fired. You got to go to Homeland Security, get a face scan, thumbprint, drug test. You can't work unless Homeland Security says you can. No judge, no jury. It's like no fly, no buy a gun. I mean, they're making it where they are God. They are the rulers. They are Joe Stalin. And if Uncle Joe doesn't say that you're okay, you can't work. I mean, this is hallmark of hardcore tyranny. We've got to hold them here and push them back.
Yep, and they're doing it through corporatism, through the big business and big government working together to keep us down. If they can regulate businesses enough, then they can put handcuffs on them and make them do what they want. And
well, that's like the Senate bill written by Big Agra to shut down local farms and ranches.
Yep, exactly.
Continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I mean, that's why it's critical to get involved locally, because we can actually see the changes. We can actually show up to City Council today. On the agenda are public surveillance cameras that are going in downtown.
Homeland Security grant.
Yep, exactly. That it's taxpayer money at the.
I remember 15 years ago they said the cameras are only for traffic, and then they admit, and for government and police. Oh, the threat fusion center's going in. We're face scanning. We're tracking your cell phones in real time, your credit cards. It's all illegal.
Yep.
But they just do it.
Yep, it all ties in together. It all goes back to the police state. They're implementing it step by step by step, and it's all in the name of security.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want fluoride in your water? We're going to do it. You don't want us to take your baby's blood at birth illegally? We're going to do it. You don't want us to face scan you? We're going to do it. You don't want us to put our hands down your pants? We're going to do it. They're trying to break us.
Yep, that's exactly right. And another thing we need to focus on is making these commissions that are appointed by City Council actually have some teeth to the resolutions, to at least make it so that this resolution has to go up onto the City Council agenda. I mean, they demonstrated that they don't care what their own environmental board says, when the environmental board said we need to investigate the practice of fluoridating Austin's water. That was in the end of 2009, and the City Council has still done nothing. When every City Council meeting there are people there testifying that we want fluoride out of our water, that it is unsafe. We don't know what it's doing to us. It's costing us so much money unnecessarily, and the City Council can't even tell us really why they think it should be in there. We should be making them prove to us that they should be paying $750,000 a year to poison us.
Absolutely. And Heather, we're going to put it up on screen. Here's an example, and it just happened in Arizona, statewide. It's happening here. Houston votes to turn off red light cameras. It's our community. Government, you don't get to blow stuff up anymore and then pose as our savior. We know you're crooks, okay? Your low-level, dumbed-down minions may not know it. We know it. But, you know, there's mainstream news. We'll put it back on screen real quick. Houston votes to turn off red light cameras. We're the people, okay? We run the country, not you, because you got a uniform and a gun. Get it through your head. And the city council crooks up there stealing all the money. I'm telling you, man, I am tired of it nationwide. I'm going to skip this final break so we have more time with Heather Fazio. Tell us about what's happening at the city council, how folks can get down there. You don't have to pre-sign up, do you, because it's an agenda item, right? No, well, tomorrow it's a meeting for representatives of organizations that oppose this. We're meeting with the staffers of city council to talk to them about potentially demanding that they draft a resolution similar or identical to the one that was just passed by their appointed Austin Airport Advisory. Okay, but separately, people need to sign up to go speak in the Citizens Communications, what, next week? No, I think that there must have been a misunderstanding. Tomorrow there's a meeting scheduled with staffers to discuss a resolution. No, but I'm just saying in the future, because I was just watching the newscast, they said you were going to be at City Council. I'm saying in the future, we need to just get citizens, period, down there on the fluoride, the Death Camp Coordination Center, Threat Fusion Center, on the blood-sucking, warrantless blood-sucking, on everything. Yep, and the way you can do that is you go to the City of Austin website and you find out the schedule for a City Council meeting 2 weeks prior on the Thursday, 2 weeks before that meeting at 9 a.m. You call 974-2210 and you tell them that you would like to sign up for Citizens Communication. You'll have 3 minutes to talk about whatever you. And notice, used to you could just go sign up there. They make it harder and harder. First it was sign up 1 week before, then 2 weeks. Now it's going to be on a blue moon. You know, when the Easter Bunny twinkles. You know, every 17 millennia you'll be able to speak to the and when doctors and scientists go and speak to them about the fluoride, they just sit up there and laugh like arrogant pus-filled maggots. The key here to all of this is you put them on notice about the fluoride and the fact that there's uranium and radium and all of that's on record, and lead and mercury. And when they don't respond, you personally sue them. When those bags of maggot pus, and I'm sorry, that's what they are, sit up there and laugh at you, when you jump through hoops to speak to them and scientists come and speak, you sue them for putting chemical weapons in the water. When they don't respond to your tort letter, you go after them. You get aggressive with the scum. I'm sorry, go ahead. The best thing that if you really do want to get active, if you're on Facebook, join the Texans for Accountable Government page, and we will be sending out notifications on when there's action items. When you can, we'll give you the phone numbers. Here's what to call. Tell them how you feel. We'll be sending out notifications. Well, more than telling them how you feel, I'm for suing them. Well, then you're. I mean, listen, I told folks to sue over this taking the blood secretly from babies. And it was my listeners in Minnesota and Austin taking them down. And again, I'm just saying strategic attack info war. It is criminal for them to be putting, as you said, and paying millions of dollars overall every few years to put the poison in the water. Well, let us not forget we have a criminal injustice system. We also have a lot of work, activism that needs to go on to the judicial branch also. I mean, we're going to be asking them to... No, you're doing a great job. I'm just frothing. Yeah. Thinking about the video I saw of Dr. Conant a few weeks ago. Oh, I know. And the city council's talking and laughing. You go ahead, doctor. And he's like, scientific report, studies, deadly doubling of cancer. Here's this report. You got this top toxicologist expert, and they're just laughing. Well, good. They're assaulting us. They need to be brought to justice. I'm sorry, go ahead. No, you're absolutely right. And we have to be vigilant. We have to be paying attention to everything going on. We have to get active. You have to make those phone calls to their offices because I call them up and have people been calling about this. Yes, you can let the dogs off now, you know. But that's what we need to keep doing. We need to keep pressure on them. Call them about anything going on in the city. Yeah, I mean, look, we have what, 8% turnout for these elections. If the listeners of this show in Austin, we're on 1330, 590, 90.1, just in Austin. If the listeners of this broadcast started voting, started running for office, started getting involved, in the first year or two, it would just educate everybody else. Then you'd all win. We could remove these creatures, remove their fraudulent voting machines with a write-in campaign, with a petition, type deal, getting it on the ballot that way to have paper ballots to remove them. We can remove these arrogant creatures. Yep, that's right. And don't forget about your third parties. You don't have to, submit to being in one of the two-party system. I mean, the two-party system is dividing and conquering. Well, in Austin, they don't even claim it's a party system, but it's all Democrats, yeah. Right, pretty much. And you've got the county commissioners court. They're scared of you. And it's the same in every other town listing around the country. I mean, it's time to get involved. It's us or them.
You're exactly right. It is. It's time to get involved. If you go to tagtexas.org, that's our website, you can find some information about the top story right now is about these body scanners and what you can do to get active and get involved. All the phone numbers to city council are there. It is critical that we make the phone calls. It takes 30 seconds. You call.
Absolutely.
My name is Heather. I understand that there was a resolution passed by the Austin Advisory Commission, Austin Airport Advisory Commission on Tuesday, and I would really like to see a City of Austin resolution passed to keep body scanners out of Austin because they're dangerous, they're invasive, and they're ineffective.
Absolutely. And folks, we are Change Austin, other organizations around the country. Start your own group. Get involved and go in there and never stop. This is your city, your town, your county, your state, not theirs. And they have this aura of arrogance and aplomb like, frat boys or something. That's all part of their hollowness. They're not real people. Most of them, they're in there. And there's no doubt our city council is one of the worst in the country. Passed carbon taxes this year, put into the power bills. And they've got the smart meters going in Austin where they can turn your power off. I mean, we've got a problem. But even more exciting, you've gotten the permit for 5 of you to be inside the airport this Saturday, but there's going to be a demonstration at what time out there on the main entrance to the airport to let folks know we're not going along with this.
That's right. It's going to be from 11 to 2 o'clock. It's going to be right at Presidential and 71. There's a gas station on the other side of the highway with a parking lot. You can find parking over there and then just walk over. Please make a sign. Let people know that there's a petition on the inside of the airport terminal for them to sign. Let them know that to call city council and we need signs. We need to be letting people know.
So more people can go inside the royal facility. It's just 5 of you are allowed to hand out literature.
Well,
I don't think the TSA, well, you said the petition's going to be inside. I mean, they're not going to like you in there handing out the stuff. That's great. I mean, and having the petition. But again, this is the beginning. It doesn't mean we're going to win today, but go back 6 weeks ago when I said we're going after the TSA. A year ago when I had the contest, or 11 months ago, people said, well, look, your contest didn't defeat them. Having protests at every, airport. It begins the ball rolling. And then I spent weeks hammering it. Drudge picked us up. Then everybody else. And make no mistake, it's you, the audience of this show, tapping into the anger that was already there that drove this over the edge. Get started. Do what these great folks are doing here in Austin. Do what other people are doing around the country. And stand up against these monsters today. And take over your city councils. Don't let TSA be on the streets now, groping people. I mean, I've shown newscasts here where they're actually grabbing genitals in Miami and Houston. I mean, just federal goons. It has nothing to do with terrorism. What time, again, is the demonstration coming up this Saturday?
11 to 2.
11 to 2. And so come early, stay late.
And as a matter of fact, we're going to have a sign-making party tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Brave New Books.
Oh, good.
1904 Guadalupe Street. So bring a poster board, bring some markers if you have some, and we're going to use their projector so that we can make some great signs and make sure that we're prepared to let Austin know how we feel about body scanners.
Absolutely.
It's our city, and we don't want body scanners here.
Absolutely. Very, very exciting. Well, Heather Fazio, I really appreciate you coming in here. I won't be able to make it to these events, folks, but I will, of course, be on the radio covering it. And I just hope that people all over the nation take action because resistance is victory. Heather, we'll talk to you again soon. God bless you.
Great,
thanks for coming in. You can hang out till the end if you want. We're almost over in 2 minutes. I'll be back tomorrow with former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura and a bunch of other special guests. We got Paul Watson for part of the week next week filling in while I'm gone. I want everybody to have, again, a wonderful holiday and a safe holiday. But we have no future if we don't stand up against this evil. I also want to encourage listeners. We are getting new AM and FM affiliates everywhere. We're talking 2-3 a week now. It's getting kind of scary. Dallas, Chicago, Orlando, San Francisco, just all over the place. We are exploding. We're reaching millions of new people every week. It is so exciting. And it's all because of you spreading the word. Don't forget the free podcast at Infowars.com. Spread that out to everybody you know. PrisonPlanet.tv. Buy memberships. Give them to folks. That financially supports us. Plus, it's an army of resistance. Every topic dealing with liberty and resistance to tyranny you can imagine. PrisonPlanet.tv is really discounted always in the month of December to sign up. We've got a lot of other specials online on the online video bookstores. Great gifts to wake people up. And again, support this key command base in the fight against the globalists. That's why we're under attack by COINTELPRO and their operatives everywhere. But it only makes us stronger. Retransmission starts now. Great job, crew.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Folks, you've heard us talk about Home Gain before. Home Gain is now offering a special promo where you get up to $150 when you buy or sell a home with a Home Gain agent you find through their Find a Realtor program. Home Gain lets you compare realtors anonymously.